Hello everyone, I'm Wayne Irving and welcome back to another video. On today's video I'm going to be seasoning my cast iron skillet. This is just one of them that I've got. I noticed it was getting a little rough. I needed to re-season it. I want to start off by saying this is not the only way to do this. My way is not the only way. My way may not even be the right way, but it's the way that I have done it for years. It works perfectly for me, so this is the way that I'm going to do it. I invite you to search YouTube, search other videos, find what works best for you and do it. But as far as me, this is what works for me, so I'm going to take you through a few steps and we'll get that cast iron skillet seasoned. First thing I do always is I wash it with hot soapy water. I use a Scotch-Brite. Can't really see that here. I use a Scotch-Brite because it's not so rough that it's going to scratch it. You never want to use steel wool or anything like that. Scotch-Brite works perfect. You're not really trying to scrub everything off of it. You're just trying to get it nice and clean and smooth. So, wash that up. Then make sure you rinse thoroughly. Obviously, you don't want any soapy residue on your cast iron cookware when you're going to season it. And now we will move on to the next thing you want to do is make sure you dry this thing thoroughly. You want to make sure there's no trace of water on here at all. What you're going to be doing is putting oil in this. And if there's any kind of water in it, oil and water obviously don't mix. So you want to make sure that this is completely dry. The next thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 250 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. You'll have to look it up. 250 degrees. The next thing you're going to need is the vegetable oil of your choice. Now, to be honest with you, solid shortening works better, like Crisco or even bacon grease. I like to use bacon grease better, but I don't have any of that right now. So get you out some oil, some bacon grease or shortening if you have it, and you're also going to need a napkin or a paper towel. Now your napkin doesn't have to say happy birthday, but it just gives that extra touch. So get you a paper towel or a napkin, the vegetable oil or shortening of your choice, and we'll move on to the next step. What I normally do is I take my napkin, I fold it up like that, and then I just kind of fold it in half. It gives me a nice little surface to work on. What you want to do is very lightly dip that in your oil. If you have solid shortening, you can actually even rub that on with your hands. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to pull it up. You don't want to have a big puddle of oil. You just want to coat it. You're just looking for a good coating of oil. Make sure you get around the creases of the skillet, especially right down in here. Now, the purpose of this is to make this skillet non-stick. And it works really well, but you have to make sure you coat the skillet completely. You want to go up the sides as well. You want to get everything inside. Some people do the whole entire skillet, inside, outside, handle everything. I typically don't, but if that's what you want to do, that's fine with me. I don't care. But anyway, you're just kind of smoothing it all out. You want to make sure there's not a big puddle. There will be a little excess in there that we will take care of later, but right now you're just coating it. That's all you want to do. After you have oiled your pan, slide your skillet into the 250 degree Fahrenheit oven, and then set your timer for 2 hours. After your timer goes off, it's time to pull your skillet out of the oven. Once you get the skillet out of the oven, you want to take your happy birthday napkin or whatever you have and You just want to wipe any excess oil off while it's still hot. It'll make it a lot easier. You don't really have to get all of it out of there. Just any excess oil that may be pulled up in there. You just want to get off of there. And there you have it, a perfectly seasoned cast iron skillet. Like I said, there are many ways to do this. If you have another way, you can make your own video, or you can post a comment down below. You know, I'm not against doing things other ways. This is just the way that I do things for my cast iron skillets. It's how I've always done them, and it works perfectly. I can't complain about it at all. And I only have to do it maybe once every 3 months or so, maybe once every 6 months, just depends. Depends on how much you use it, how much, what you cook in it. If you're frying eggs, for some reason, I've noticed eggs and cast iron skillets don't get along very well, especially if you're scrambling them. But other than that, you know, this is a perfectly good non-stick skillet. So that is how that's how I season my cast iron skillet. I'm Wayne Irving. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.